Remnant 2 is a game I never thought I'd be talking about or playing, but here we are. This game wasn't even on my radar until about a week ago when I seen all the Destiny guys had been dipping their toes in and giving it a bash. So after a bit of research, me and my friends decided to try it. After all, it was only £40, and we are so glad we did. Remnant 2 has me and my friends hooked. I haven't played a looter shooter this engaging in a long time. To briefly sum up, imagine if Outriders and Dark Souls had a baby, and that's what Remnant 2 kinda is. But even then, that really only gives you a basic picture of what this game truly is. It's everything that me and my friends wanted from Outriders in terms of a fun co-op ability based looter shooter, but with the deep lore, challenge, puzzles and difficulty of a Dark Souls game. Now, I am saying this as someone who is not, I repeat, not a Souls fan whatsoever, and the reason I don't like them is because I suck and I just don't have the patience for them, and that's just the truth. That's just me being honest. They infuriate me to no end, and it's just not healthy for me to play them, right? And I'll be honest about that. But this game has different difficulty settings, which is perfectly fine for me, and even though I'm playing at the lowest difficulty, there is still enough challenge for me and my friends as we progress. Because we are playing as a full fire team of 3, the game has upped the difficulty to counter for that. The thing I love about the game the most is the mystery and the potential for replayability. The basic premise of the game is that Earth went through an apocalypse of some sort where this evil thing called the Root is spreading through different worlds, including ours, and we must rid our world and the others of the Root and restore peace and balance. When you start the game and pick your class, you are then randomly sent to one of these worlds, but each of these worlds is somewhat randomly generated, meaning that every time you start a new game or a new character, you could spawn in a different starting location on a different planet each time and face different bosses along the way. For example, I'm playing in a group of 3 with my friends, but we have a 4th friend who is playing solo. We are having a completely different experience from him as we play through. He has been to different worlds in different orders and faced different bosses and acquired different weapons compared to us. And each part of the map have their own difficulty level. At one point we were around power level 5 and we found ourselves in this little side dungeon bit. Fighting all the way to the end of this dungeon was manageable, but our fight on the way out was rough as we wiped a good 3 or 4 times, causing us to equip different weapons and try different strategies. It wasn't until we finally conquered it that we saw that the place was power level 8, which is way over what we should be taking on at that point. But the challenge was great, forcing us to think outside of the box and really strategize. It was just so much fun, so much fun. The gunplay feels great, and I say this as someone who's not the biggest fan of third-person shooters historically. I've gotten to like them a bit more, and this one is really fun. That and because I focused more on melee than I have shooting. The classes to pick so far have been great to play as and to play with. I chose the Challenger, the tanky close quarters focused character, whilst my teammates picked the Hunter, which is the sniper DPS focused class, and the Healer, which is the Healer. Each class has 10 levels to rank up, and each level unlocks new upgrades and increases your stats. There isn't much to fool around with in terms of builds, as it's pretty linear, but the build crafting comes from your gear and the weapons and all the mods and different abilities that they have, as well as your traits. Traits are just like skill trees, but they're actual wee cards that you can find in the world. For example, I've maxed out my cooldown card, and now I'm focusing on the health card. And as I said, these different cards can be unlocked and found as you explore, and you unlock trait points to spend on them for exploring also. We haven't gotten far enough in yet to proper start build crafting, but I've already seen videos online of people saying, oh, you need to get this ring and this weapon and use it with this class. So there is a lot of potential for build crafting out there. We just haven't gotten to that point yet. For example, one of the best things about this game is that there are hidden classes in the game. When you create a character at the start, you have a choice of 4. The Handler, the Healer, the Hunter and the Challenger. But there are about 7 other classes hidden in the different worlds that you can hunt down and unlock. And the good thing is, you can switch between these classes anytime you want. So even though I've started off as the Challenger, I can go and buy the Medic class, and if we're halfway through a dungeon, I can swap to that class anytime I want. And you just rank them up differently. It's great. Or, the best thing, is that you can equip 2 classes at once. One primary and one secondary. The only difference is for your second class that you've got equipped, you don't get the special unique perk that they have, but you get all their passives and all their abilities that come with it. As I said, I'm running the Challenger, the tanky melee boy, but I'm going after the Engineer class, which I need to find on a specific world at this very specific location. And the Engineer class allows me to spawn a turret. This turret will automatically fire at the enemies I'm attacking, or I can make it autonomous and it'll just attack anyone at once. Or, me and one of my allies can rip the turret from the ground and use it fucking Halo 3 style, and that is my current goal so far. That way I can plop down the turret and then it can just attack enemies as I just run in there with my melee weapon and go fucking wild. I love turrets, and if a game has a turret or a class with turrets, I'm going for it. The different worlds all feel so unique and different, each with their own enemies and sort of style. We started off in the sort of dark cathedral world of the Fae, which also included a dark slum-filled area with crazy ash people. And then we were in the floating stone world of the Labyrinth and the fucking cubes. And now we're currently in the woodland realm of the Pan. It's fucking fantastic, and there's still a few worlds we haven't even been to yet. The boss fights are solid, puzzles are real head scratchers, and everything else just feels really rewarding. I feel every time we complete something, we're progressing, either in power, or gear, or lore. It's just a fantastic game. So if you're like me, someone who loves looter shooters, but is put off by the Dark Souls comparisons, don't let that put you off. Give it a try, or at least look into it heavily and see if you really would consider, getting it, or if you'd like it. I honestly haven't felt this engaged in exploring different worlds since Destiny 1 way back in 2014, except these worlds actually live up to those expectations. We're only 12 hours or so into the game, and there's still so much for us to explore and accomplish, and it's the most fun I've had with a shooter in a long time. And that's really all I wanted to say so far about Remnant. It's great, I highly recommend it. So let me know if you've been playing it and what you think of it, or if you're curious about buying it. Again, I highly recommend it. As a looter shooter person who's been living on Destiny for ages, this game just feels so engaging that Destiny just hasn't in a while. Destiny's felt really dry in the past few years. It hasn't had that magic in a while, and this game has that magic. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about Remnant 2. Let me know if you are enjoying it. And yeah, I might post more Remnant 2 content to this channel since Gundam Evolution is dying. Well, officially dead. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.